We are here back in Malden as we continue a look back at 1 year since that devastating Babb Road fire swept through the communities of Malden and Pine City. I'm joined now by the Whitman County Sheriff Brett Myers. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time. I know you were here that night. If you can, just kind of take us back to what it was like as you realized that this fire was running and it was headed straight for this town.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty scary moment for everybody involved because we knew the fire was coming through fast. And we also knew there were a lot of people in this town and a lot of people that didn't really have the ability to foresee those things and get out fast. And so we had to get up here fast, and we kind of had a first frontal attack with our deputies to get people out, and then we came in behind and really swept the town and tried to make sure no one was left here, because it was literally a wall of flames, and the heat was tremendous, and unless you were here it's really hard to describe, but it was really just a towering inferno. As we've talked to you in the past, you have mentioned on several different occasions that this fire seemed different. What made it different? Well, again, I'm a sheriff, I'm law enforcement, and unfortunately been involved in more fires than I should be, because that's a fireman's job. But this one was just fast, and it was mean, and it really didn't want to, it wasn't going to take prisoners. It was going to destroy everything it touched. And it just really, it was in and out of this town in 45 minutes, and everything in its wake that it touched burned to the ground and incinerated what it touched. We were so lucky that no lives were lost. We know that, dozens of homes were lost, and that was devastating, but no lives were lost, and that is a gift. Were you worried about that, though, when you first drove in? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that night, and talking with, other fire people and people from my own staff, we knew the very next day and the next week it was going to be a lot of work, because we had to account for people. And how serious a fire this was, we were pretty sure there was no way we were getting out of this one without the loss of life. That's just what we expected. And so anyway, that was certainly, when we talk about miracles, some people wonder if miracles still happen. Well, there was one that happened here, so we know that. So. Has it changed you? Do you still think about it? Oh, absolutely. This is anybody who was involved up here, I think, was changed just by seeing the graciousness of the people and the community that came forward. Oftentimes you think about what it means to be a member of a community, and Whitman County has always been a special place. I grew up here, but Malden, Pine City, when you think about it, there's a saying, it's not how we fall, or it's how we fall isn't what defines us. It's what defines us is how we rise. And I think we saw people rise to that occasion over the next day, the next week, and the next couple of months. We saw this community rise up from the ashes, and it was really impressive to see people come together. And a lot of that, we know that the surrounding communities came together to try and help, but there was also a lot of support from people who have no connection to Malden, Pine City, but knew that people here needed help. It was really amazing. I think our phone rang nonstop, and we had people from all over the country, from out of this country, school children that raised money, people that sent clothes and blankets, some of the churches to the point where they didn't have places to put those things. And so to see that kind of, charity offered and that kind of graciousness, it's really kind of humbling for anybody involved. A testament to where we live, right? Absolutely. Thank you very much. Sheriff Brett Myers, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your insight. Tom, we're going to send it back to you live here in Malden.